So is the opposition really united or are they divided, and has the opposition completely lost the plot now on this black money crackdown, on this corruption cleanup? Joining us on the debate this evening, P Singh, National Secretary of the BJP, Dr. Santosh Mehrotra, he's a professor of economics at the JNU, and it'll be very interesting to get his views on the entire issue. Senior journalist Mr. Rajagopalan is with us here in the Delhi studios. Rahul Narwekar, spokesperson and MLC of the NCP is with us. Dr. Sunil Kumar Singh of the JDU is with us. Sundar Balakrishnan, political commentator, with us from Mumbai, and Juhie Singh, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, is with us also this evening. Good evening, everyone. And Juhie Singh, I'd really like to start with you, because I think for all of us, Akhilesh is our favorite tonight. The blasé way in which he came out and said categorically कि हमारी जो काला धन की इकोनॉमी है वो हमारे लिए काफी तरीके से अच्छी रही है. He says he's quoting economists when he says this. Can you please, in a yes or no answer, tell me, is your party for black money?
He is quoting an economist, and quoting an economist does not mean that we are standing for black money. He's extended his remark further, where he categorically states that it's not as if we are against any cleanup of black money, but the economy is sometimes in depression. There are certain economists who have this opinion, and there's Mr. Basu.
You do realize that black money aids the evasion of taxes.
Whether we agree with it or not is irrelevant.
You do realize, you're talking economy, and you know, we'll get the economist on this, but yeah, we'll get the economist in on this, but Juhie Singh, you do realize that black money aids in the evasion of taxes. I can actually give you numbers. Tax evasion to the tune of 50,000 crore rupees of indirect taxes, and undisclosed income of 21,000 crore rupees that the government has cracked down on in just the last 2 years.
Let's talk about this particular step. This particular step is something which the Prime Minister is tackling tax evasion with, by clamping all the legitimate accounts, also putting a ceiling on the withdrawals, this huge non-availability of cash, with the Finance Secretary misleading the entire economy that will solve it in a few days, and telling us that we should not withdraw cash when we are not allowed to withdraw cash.
We are going to question the BJP also on inconveniences. Okay, but the moot point here, are the parties of this country going to unite against black money, or are they going to unite against a black money crackdown? That is the question, and I'm going to put that same question to Dr. Sunil Kumar Singh and Rahul Narwekar also. Dr. Sunil Kumar Singh, should our opposition parties be uniting against black money or a crackdown on black money?
Look, Honorable Nitish Kumar and the JDU in the national interest is with even with central government for any crusade against black money or any crusade against corruption and terrorism. That is there. But in this case, as the time unfurled, it seems that the central government was ill prepared for that. There was no proper method of implementing, and it is causing harassment to all common man, housewives, agriculturists, and everybody is total haywire. And ultimately, if you call it a surgical strike, I think surgical strike is an operation where you hit the target and there is minimal collateral damage. But in this case, there is a huge collateral damage. So in the terms of effect, it is a cosmetic strike, and if you term effect,
you call it a cosmetic strike.
It is a nuclear strike.
Sunil Kumar Singh, you call it a cosmetic strike, and I want to ask you a question. If the JDU, okay, you call it a cosmetic strike, I want to ask the JDU and the economists within the JDU, if you had to demonetize and carry out the process of demonetization, would you carry it out in one go, or would you give people time to carry out or to ensure demonetization is complete? Would you give people a heads up, or would you carry out a surgical strike, or would you choose a cosmetic strike?
Niranjan, first of all, I was completing the sentence that in the term of effect is a cosmetic strike, and that in the terms of collateral damage, it is a nuclear strike. We would not have done it this way, because the government is saying that they were preparing for it for the past 6 months. But all the new notes have the sign of the new governor, and new RBI governor has come in 2 months. So there is the paradox lies.
No, but Sunil Kumar Singh, what Niranjan's asked you, one second, no, give me a minute. What Niranjan's asked you is a really important question. Had you been at the helm, how would you have carried out this demonetization, since your party head has said himself he's totally for this move, he's come out and approved the move. You're questioning the implementation. Would you have done it in a phased manner so as to give time to black marketeers, so as to give time to those who are hoarding to try and find a way, maybe in property or elsewhere, to actually get rid of their cash? If you don't do it like a surgical strike, how are you going to make sure that people are not going to misuse the time that's given to them?
Look, I'll tell you, if had we been at the helm, we would have done it in a way when the common man would not have been affected. The black money has three parts. One is generation, second is flow, and then is stock. So we would have attempted surgical strike on all the three phases.
Mr. Rajagopalan wants to come in. He said how? The common man would have known then. Yeah, Mr. Rajagopalan, please.
Mr. Singh,
flow is not
Dr. Singh, you are saying differently. Once you say that the cat would be out of the bag, then there is no secrecy, then there is no importance of demonetization. If your program is to succeed, how would you attack the common man? The problem
Mr. Rajagopalan, one small point, you know, as we speak to the
let me answer, please.
Sunil Kumar Singh, one second.
Sunil Kumar Singh, he's not able to answer.
Okay, one second.
Rajagopalan, let me answer.
And Sunil Kumar Singh, one second. The reason why we asked you these questions on top of the debate is because we wanted to get an understanding. We asked you what Akhilesh had said in defense, making an argument for black money. He starts off by saying, I don't personally back use of black money, but I do agree black money, as economists have said, has helped India during recession. That's one side of the opposition story. Secondly, RJD, which was one of the first parties, in fact, on this show, came out and said, we support the Prime Minister's move. It's a good move. It's a welcome move. But today, of course, you have pointers that you are raising on this debate on the implementation and the inconvenience. Thirdly, we just heard Rahul Gandhi, and this is to all our panelists. Rahul Gandhi just spoke 10 minutes back. If each one of you heard him closely, what did Rahul Gandhi say? He called it a scam. He started it by saying it's a big scam. The same Rahul Gandhi then said, we agree with the government. First he calls it a scam. Then he says, we agree with the government. Then he says, we agree with the government.
Confused.
No, third he says, we don't want a rollback. He says, we agree with the government. Third he says, we don't want a rollback. Fourth he says, we don't want any inconvenience. I want to bring in Rahul Narwekar here with RP Singh of the BJP. Rahul Narwekar, is the opposition confused? It tells you the story when a Trinamool Congress is marching with an Aam Aadmi Party and getting Shiv Sena, in tow, and you have parties like the Congress which are sort of opposing for the sake of opposing. It's a very sorry picture for the opposition which is entering parliament tomorrow.
Is divided, totally divided.
Yeah, Rahul Narwekar, please.
Well, to start with, I would like to ask you, what is your definition of opposition? Because to my mind, a lot of opposition parties have echoed the sentiments of the government and they have appreciated the move. At the same time, they have also cautioned the government with regards to the inconvenience that is caused to the common man. Now, we call this entire exercise so-called cliche surgical exercise, surgical attack, whatever. But when you call it a surgical attack, you know what is a surgery? A surgery is when everything is planned, when everything is done to perfection. It's not done in a haphazard manner. If at all you were planning to implement something of this sort, you could have made enough provisions with regards to ensuring that there is some other legal tender that will be available to the public at large. Why should people be begging outside banks for loose change? That's not fair. I don't call this a surgical strike.
Fair enough. Fair enough. No, one second. Let me get RP Singh to respond on that, because
it has to be a surgical strike.
No, and coming back to you on that, Rahul Narwekar. Because you're saying what is the definition of opposition, and I will also cite some opposition parties that have not just asked for a rollback, but they want to do a march to the Rashtrapati Bhavan. So we'll get to that in a minute. But let RP Singh respond to what you've said. So RP Singh, there are certain parties who have said that they back the government on this move because it's largely to crack down against black money, but they are questioning the implementation, and they are asking you questions about that common man who is genuinely standing in serpentine queues and in some days not being able to even withdraw money, his own hard-earned money, from the ATM, simply because the ATM shuts, it runs out of cash before the man can get to it. So what's your response to that? Do you accept that in terms of implementation, it could have been better?
See, let me start with this. I accept there is little inconvenience to people. I'm accepting that. There's a problem on all this conversion happening, and people are there facing problems, but people are supporting the cause. The cause is bigger than the inconvenience today. But as far opposition goes, I can bracket them into 4 parts. One is which are opposing it tooth and nail, party like Aam Aadmi Party and Mamata Banerjee, who says roll back. And I'm shocked at their conduct. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm shocked at their conduct. Yeah. They held a session today of the assembly. They never held a session for chikungunya, dengue and other problems, but they held a session on rollback on this issue today. They never spoke on inconvenience. The second part is Mr. Rahul Gandhi and his team, which seems to be confused. You just now said that they said rollback is good. Rollback should be done. We're not for rollback, but we are for inconvenience. There is scam, but we are with government. There's a lot of confusion as far as Rahul Gandhi goes. Third set of people is JDU and NCP, who says yes, and from day one, especially JDU has been saying yes, we are for it, but they are raising genuine questions for inconvenience. We appreciate that. There are genuine questions. But let me talk about Mr. Kejriwal. Give me a minute, sir. Let me especially Mamata Banerjee and Kejriwal. And Kejriwal in specific. There is a tweet today from one of the ex-Aam Aadmi Party workers. I'm showing it to you. You can go to the tweet and then check it also. And name is some Neil Haslam. He says, Arvind Kejriwal has tried to convert some 15 crore rupees through a transaction, and he's showing some document also.
We don't know about that. RP Singh, we can't substantiate. 1 second, RP Singh, please don't make such claims on the show because we can't verify that. I know there are wild charges. I'll tell you what, RP Singh, what's happening? RP Singh, 1 second. What's happening is that every party is throwing wild charges at each other. You just heard Rahul Gandhi in that news conference there alleging that... No, 1 second. RP Singh, hear me. Hear me out, RP Singh, and I'll come to you, Rahul Narwekar. What did you just hear Rahul Gandhi say? He said, and I quote, there are BJP leaders and children of BJP leaders holding wads of 2,000 rupee notes while the Aam Aadmi is waiting in queues. Now he's throwing a charge. Now we can't verify or we can't back what Rahul Gandhi is saying. There's no proof of that so far. Please don't make such charges. Yes, Rahul Narwekar. Rahul, you want to respond to him? Rahul Narwekar, you want to respond to him?
Well, see, all I have to say is, the government, the thought behind this entire idea, absolutely no doubt in anyone's mind, that this is to eradicate black money, the parallel economy in our country. This is to ensure that this money is not used for terrorist activities in our country. It's for the benefit and for the safeguards that need to be implemented for the sake of our country. So no one is against that. But the point is, if the government says they were planning this for the last 6 months or longer, then is this what they had planned? Is this the capacity of their planning? Is this how good this government is capable of planning? That is the question. The question, no one denies that black money has to be eradicated. And this is a fantastic
you're questioning the implementation.
But then, there is no point taking
Rahul
credit.
Narwekar.
No, not just implementation. Exactly. But that's what we are debating today. I don't think even Rahul Gandhi has said that black money should not be eradicated from the country. He's come on record to say that black money has to go.
Rahul Narwekar, he says it's a big scam in it.
No, Rahul Narwekar, why we are debating this tonight is because there are the likes of
I'll tell you further. Give me half a minute. There are the likes of Mamata Banerjee who've asked for a rollback.
There are the likes, yes, I'm coming, yes, you can complete what you're saying, but I'm telling you why we are debating this. There are the likes of Akhilesh who come out and say that the parallel economy is good for India. So we have to talk about the reason. What is the reason behind this crackdown? What is the reason behind this demonetization? And the bottom line is the reason is a crackdown on black money. And why can't all the opposition parties see that for the simple point that it is?
See, I don't think any opposition party has said they would like to support a parallel economy in this country. That's the black economy of this country. No one has said they want to defend that. One. Number two, with regards not only the implementation, I'm also talking about the sanctity of this operation. There have been allegations running wild, which have not been proved, of course, till date. But I'm sure there can be smoke without fire. where people have said that this news was out or this was open to some privileged people.
See, Rahul, that's exactly what
Rahul Narwekar, I want to ask you one thing.
1 second, that's what Niranjan was talking about earlier. See, there are all sorts of counter allegations. There are wild allegations coming from both sides. We are not going to get, so we are not getting into anything that is unsubstantiated.
They are all saying
Rajagopalan.
substantial allegations. Rahul Narwekar, in Delhi there are 2,500 journalists. There are 1,600 television news channels. Why none of them picked it up? Why none of them got it? Even if they had a scoop, why they did not do it? That means secrecy was maintained.
No, one second. Rahul, Rajagopalan, Mr. Rajagopalan.
There is a secrecy.
Let me tell you.
No, Mr. Rajagopalan.
Let me tell you.
Okay.
Let me tell you. When an allegation is leveled against any individual or a party, it is for that party to come and the questions are asked to the people who have against whom it has been alleged.
Yeah,
so
because
what's wrong? If there is no merit in
Rahul,
this, the government can
you can keep leveling false allegations, but
it?
there is evidence to that.
Yeah, Rahul Gandhi called it a scam. Rahul Narwekar and P Singh. Okay, Rahul Gandhi called it a scam.
I'll talk about Rahul Gandhi also.
Yeah, no. I'm just quoting what Rahul Gandhi said.
He spoke about girl of a party leader. Give me a minute, sir. He spoke about girl of a daughter of a party leader.
I know that's unsubstantiated. I know it's unsubstantiated. I know it's unsubstantiated. A lot of wild allegations doing the rounds on social media. I know it's unsubstantiated. I want to bring in Santosh Mehrotra at this point. Dr. Santosh Mehrotra, when you hear someone like a Rahul Gandhi calling it a scam, second saying it's a move that we back, third, we don't want a rollback, fourth, implementation needs to be better. As an economist, as a professor of economics, what do you read into the politics, into the corruption cleanup?
Well, I wouldn't really want to speak about the politics, but I would ask all political parties to answer this question perhaps, and perhaps debate the following question in Parliament. You know, we know from the income tax declarations in the affidavits submitted by all MPs and MLAs of this country that they have experienced an increase in assets between the last election they fought and the current one. Has the Income Tax Office ever investigated what the source of that increase in assets has been? This is a question to every political party before we take this any further. However, let's come back to the current action of the government. That's really what this is. This should be about.
Yeah.
There are certainly many upsides to the action that the government has taken. There are at least two long-term upsides and three one-off upsides. The one long-term upside is that the 500 and 1,000 rupee notes which have been demonetized, they exist in the economy to the tune of about 14 to 15 lakh crores. Let's assume that somewhere between 10 to 30% of those don't come back into the banks. If they don't, that actually increases the reserves of the RBI. It increases the reserves of the RBI by about 1.5 lakh to about 5 to 6 lakh crores. Effectively, that's an effective recapitalization of the banks. The banks are very desperately short of liquidity.
Yeah.
That's an effective recapitalization. Second, the second big long-term effect can be that interest rates could fall as the liquidity in the banking system increases, because all of us are depositing money into the banks. They have been short of liquidity. As liquidity increases, interest rates can fall. This is the second long-term benefit that can follow. But there are other short-term one-off benefits that can follow. Of course, one is that the counterfeit money will reduce sharply.
Yes.
Terror funding can fall. That's a very important one-off benefit. A second is that, you know, as the stock of black money declines, the deposits are made into banks. Then those who are making deposits have to explain where did they get this income from.
Exactly.
When the deposits increase,
and then pay tax on
income tax can actually sweep down upon them and increase income tax earnings. And finally, there is already evidence. Another one-off benefit is that a rise in excise and sales tax has already happened, as these have been deposited as cash in banks and will continue to be deposited before the end of this financial year.
Yes, so large, wide-ranging
those
benefits.
who have been hiding income will have to show these as sales.
Yeah, we'll come back to you because you've made a couple of really important points which I would like to take across to Sundar Balakrishnan now. The fact is that, the Aam Aadmi Party, for instance, if we talk about the Aam Aadmi Party that came to power on one plank alone, and that was an anti-corruption plank. How does the Aam Aadmi Party then explain this stand where they want a rollback of a move which is an anti-corruption move? Now, as Dr. Mehrotra pointed out, the fact is that 50% of the cash economy in India is counterfeit currency. A lot of this is used to fund terror. Now, how does the Aam Aadmi Party, for instance, explain why they are asking for a rollback on something that's cracking down on counterfeit currency and terror funding?
Tina, see, let me tell you one thing.
Yeah.
Is Aam Aadmi Party, which is asking for a rollback, is absolutely wrong. Okay, they cannot ask for a rollback. Having said that, let me tell you, there are only two benefits in this. The whole process of bringing this demonetization. One thing is it will help the fake currency going out of the system, and second thing is the terrorist funding. And the black money, as I'm asking you one simple thing. Suppose I have a black money or you have a black money of say huge amounts, okay? Will you go to the bank and declare it? No, they will not do it. They will destroy it. I'm telling you, they will not do it. They will destroy it. Why should they come? And it is like in Hindi you say, "Ah, bail mujhe maar." Why? Why they will
some
not do it?
Some of it is coming back. Some of it will come back into the banking. You will declare some of it.
Very few. These are all small holders will come back.
Yeah,
but big timers.
Sundar Balakrishnan.
No, Mr. Rajagopal, did I interrupt you? Mr. Rajagopal, have some decency. Did I interrupt you? Did I interrupt you?
Okay,
did I interrupt you?
Rajagopalan, let him make his point.
Did I interrupt you?
Complete your point, Mr. Balakrishnan.
Let me tell you, having said that, corruption will not reduce. I will tell you, the day when this demonetization was announced, in the customs house, in the customs department, they were demanding gold coins. Would you remember? Do you know this? Do you want a proof? I will give it to you. They were demanding gold coins. Corruption will not stop. Earlier, people used to take 10 bags. Now they will take one bag.
Mr. Balakrishnan, I agree with you. I agree with you, and I'm happy that you question the Aam Aadmi Party on that. I know you're here as a political commentator.
Yes.
But you will also have to question the hypocrisy of Arvind Kejriwal, and I'll tell you why. Because, he's going to march with Mamata Banerjee, and we know that they're on the same page as far as the issue of demonetization is concerned, right? But how many times have you seen Arvind Kejriwal question the West Bengal government? Because the West Bengal government, as you may be well aware, failed to plug the inflow of counterfeit currency from Bangladesh into Malda, yes, which has emerged as the fake currency hub of India. 50% of fake currency coming into India is coming from Malda. So how many times has Arvind Kejriwal questioned Mamata Banerjee, with whom he's marching tomorrow? How many times has he questioned the Trinamool?
See, he should not, first of all, he should not join hands with these people. Having said that, let me tell you, Niranjan,
We can hear you, go ahead.
Yeah, Niranjan, let me tell you, now Arvind Kejriwal should not support this march tomorrow. Now, another thing is, this, whatever the pain that is taken by the common man. Now, today I was watching Rajdeep Sardesai, and he was going to each and every person in the queue who's standing there, and everybody was, blowing their mind here. I am telling you, they were so disgusted. Now you tell me, whom should we believe? There are people who are unhappy. People have died in the queue.
Sundar Balakrishnan, yes.
And there are people who are supported also.
Interject here, because for every report which is talking about people being disgruntled, there have also been reports of people saying, yes, this is an inconvenience, but we don't mind it, because it's for the larger good. And I can personally say from
have you seen
people. There are people saying both things. There are people who are disgruntled, they are frustrated, but there are people, and I think many more such people, who are willing
to
you have not shown the people who have, because they understand the larger good. They understand why this is being done. No, both sides of people.
But you have not.
But I just. No, we have absolutely. Both kinds of people are being shown. Now, I just want to take this back into a political direction because it's very important for the people of this country.
Let me tell you another thing.
Let me get Rahul Narwekar, Sunil Kumar Singh, Juhie Singh, everyone back in on this, because what we are really worried about is the agenda in the winter session of Parliament going to be to stall Parliament? Straight up question, because you know what, the people of this country don't want that. We've seen too many sessions of Parliament washed away, wasted away. There is so much pending business in Parliament. Tell me, Rahul Narwekar, Sunil Kumar Singh, Juhie Singh, let's come to you first, Rahul. Is the agenda going to be to stall Parliament? The Prime Minister has welcomed debate and discussion on this issue. What is the opposition going to be doing?
Well, I think the Parliament is a forum where the members of Parliament are required to voice the concerns of the people of this country, and therefore if the people of this country have been inconvenienced because of any action of the government for whatever reason whatsoever, it is the duty of every member of Parliament from his constituency to go and express these views to the government of the day. So if that is being done, I don't see any harm in that. Having said that, I don't think opposition is in the will want to stall any session of the Parliament unless the government decides to not play ball and not have a debate or not have a discussion on this. And
no, the government has agreed to a discussion.
Responsible enough, this government will.
Niranjan, so I don't think stalling GST bill has to be passed.
Debate and discussion.
Yeah.
So
GST bill is important.
The forum for debate and discussion. So what's wrong?
Absolutely, but you know, the point that I'm trying to make is that there is a very long legislative agenda. Let me just point out some really important things. For example, the Consumer Protection Bill, that is pending in Parliament. The Mental Health Care Bill is pending in Parliament. The Maternity Benefits Bill.
This is something that has impacted every individual in this country.
Absolutely agreed. And there is every reason for debate and discussion in Parliament. The Prime Minister himself has said in that all-party meeting today that there will be debate in Parliament. But the question is, Dr. Sunil Kumar Singh, the question is, will some parties use this as an opportunity to stall Parliament? Because it's not like we haven't seen that happen in the past. Whether it is this establishment or the previous one, you know, this government or the previous one, we have seen numerous Parliament sessions being washed out with the purpose of stalling.
It is for our top leadership to decide as to the strategy of the Parliament session. But one thing is very sure, that we are upset with the kind of things are being implemented, especially in Bihar. Because you should know that in Bihar, more than half the panchayats don't have a bank. And you can imagine the inconvenience of the common man there. And even the agriculturist. Bihar is an agriculture-based economy. And the ropni season, the sowing season is on. The farmers need cash. Yeah. They don't have it. They can't do
Sunil Kumar Singh.
They can't do the ropni. And the thing is, they don't have seeds. They don't have the fertilizers.
Yeah.
And then the agriculturists are facing a lot of problems.
Sunil Kumar Singh.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree with you. Sunil Kumar Singh.
We are going to give our peace of mind.
Yeah, I agree with you to the point that, 850 million or 65% of India's population is rural population. They're in rural belts, right? So the BJP, of course, will have to answer a few questions. And I want to ask RP Singh this question. RP Singh, you will have to accept that it's been 7 days. It's day 8 now. It's day 8. There is a lot of chaos, especially in the rural areas, where farmers, of course, they take their produce to the APMC yards. It's a complete cash economy, and right now business has come almost to a standstill because of the lack of liquidity in the farming market. So if that continues, there could be a little bit of a shortage issue in the days to come. I do agree that some states have taken proactive measures. States like Assam and Arunachal Pradesh, if I'm not wrong, are taking measures in rural belts. But are you doing enough? I know in cities you're going all out, but in states where it's difficult to reach the rural hinterland, what are you doing to ensure that the situation is eased? Because so far there's very little that's being seen on the ground.
Okay, now states like Assam and Arunachal, Haryana, Himachal, even Madhya Pradesh or Punjab are quite proactive on this, although Punjab has quite a good network of banks also. But otherwise, already instructions have been issued to banks to send their bank correspondent, because it's a more of a cash economy and more of a economy where there's no tax there. So already banks are working there, and banks are sending their people there on the ground. It's called bank correspondents. They'll go on the ground and ensure that farmers has no problem. No, there is no issue as far as farmer goes.
Will you accept also
banks are already in process of taking care of it.
Yeah.
In Bihar, sir, in Bihar, half the panchayats don't have a bank. The farmers don't have money. They don't have money for seeds.
But they have post office.
They cannot do.
Sir, they have post office. Sir, which panchayat don't have a post office?
They don't.
And processes are on through post office also.
They don't have.
Dr. Sunil Kumar Singh.
Half the it is a cash economy.
Because Sunil Kumar Singh, because you're talking about the farmer, you're talking about the common man, every man. I just want to bring to your attention, in your own state, for example, it was your government in Bihar that decided to ban liquor. For what you said was a greater good. I'm just trying to draw a parallel here. You said that was a greater good and there was going to be some short-term inconveniences. Let me tell you some numbers. This prohibition law in Bihar led to a loss of 5,400 crore in revenue. Fine, let's even forget that. But it also cost 35,000 jobs. These were people who were employed in that industry. Now, I'm not questioning the intent. Yes, it was perhaps for a larger good, but there were certain common people who suffered, people who lost jobs as a result of that. Now, isn't that a similar situation?
No, definitely not. You cannot draw parallel, because the liquor ban is for the good of a common man, and this note ban is harassing the common man. There's a striking difference there.
Oh, sir, this is also for the good of the common man.
I'm telling you about the economy of black money. Let me tell you. I tell you, the black money generation has not been attacked. The black money generation is intact. You are not following the money trail. You are only attacking the storage of it. That is only a part of it. Because most of the black money is in real estate. The second part is in gold. Only third part is in cash. And you are attacking that. And whatever you will get, I think, like Mr. Mehrotra said, nearly 5 lakh crores are not going to come back. And if you do the...
Yeah, but then won't some of these things get solved? Okay, let me go back to Dr. Mehrotra on that then. Won't some of these issues that he's talking about, he's saying most of the black money, for example, is stashed away in real estate. Now, with the result of this crackdown, what's going to happen to that real estate sector, Dr. Mehrotra?
Well, we all know exactly what the real estate sector is going to go through. It's going to go through, it's already doing extremely badly. Flats have not been sold, unbuilt flats have not been completed, and this is going to have a very adverse impact. And let me tell you that when real estate investment goes down, jobs for those leaving agriculture goes down very, very dramatically. So that's one downside. But I can name to you at least 5 or 6 other downsides which need to be kept in mind, which is why the government needs to really get its act together really fast. First, retail prices are already showing rises as commodities are not moving. 2 million trucks are stuck on the roads because the truckers don't have money to pay for the petrol or for the diesel or whatever. Second, the economic activity generally is disrupted, so incomes are going to go down, so the government is going to take in less taxes than it would otherwise have. The real estate we've already talked about. But fourth, we had already seen rising rural consumption. Rural consumption was beginning to rise and buoy up the economy. Now this economic activity disruption is going to lead to a decline in rural consumption again. 6, banks are too busy dealing with the ordinary customer. They are not going to be able to lend. As it is, they had a shortage of liquidity. They were not lending. Now they are lending even less. So that will have a long-term effect. You see, the bottom line is that in the short to medium run, this can have quite serious economic adverse impacts. Therefore,
Dr. Mehrotra,
if the government really is serious about cracking down on black money, it's absolutely critical, and my last sentence, it's absolutely critical that it sustains its efforts beyond 1st of January 2017 on the pressure on black money. Otherwise, this will remain a one-off benefit to the economy without long-term benefits.
Okay, Dr. Mehrotra, just one point, Mr. Balakrishnan, before I come to you, I just want to get one point, one perspective from Dr. Mehrotra on the issue of farmers. Of course, a lot of people are talking about the farming community. Of course, the farming community itself, farmers are very jittery on what happens next, how long this is going to take, the transition process. If you could just give us your assessment of how the impact will turn out for the farming community if the government or if the opposition and the government has sort of downplayed the impact on the farming sector. What is your assessment of how the farming sector is going to be hit? Mr. Mehrotra? Dr. Mehrotra?
Well, on the farming sector, it's quite clear that people are not being able to sell their crop because the people who will buy their crop need to have cash to pay them with. We are not still in a cashless economy. So, this is what I meant to say, that the flow of the 2,000 rupee and the 500 rupee new notes has to speed up really fast, and particularly to the rural banks. Now, the government has begun to act on that. I know that, the banking correspondence activities are increasing. Their allocations have increased to about 50,000 rupee worth of transactions. But, much faster action could have been planned and needs to be sustained. Otherwise, we will continue to see long-term impacts. In other words, all the wonderful benefits we were expecting from the upturn in the monsoon are going to be frittered away because incomes are not going to get generated. Farmers have to generate incomes in order to buy their inputs, in order to plant again.
Yeah.
We are into the new planting season.
Okay, I think you've listed some very valid concerns,
can I come
and
back?
we'll get RP Singh's response on that.
Can I,
go ahead, Mr. Balakrishnan. Let's come to you on those points that were raised by Dr. Mehrotra, and then we'll get RP Singh.
I will tell you. I will tell you about the real estate. Do you think this real estate is being financed by the banks? For the last 3-4 years, real estate has not been doing well. Do you think banks are going to finance? Even if they finance, let me tell you, then they are financing these same companies which are not doing well. Then you are throwing the same good money against the bad money. Now what you will do, you will collect this money again, whatever is that you are going to collect, and again you will give it to these companies, and then after 5 years, then you will again write it off as an NPS. Now coming back to the rural sector.
No, you will not give it to the companies. I'm talking about borrowers like me, ordinary borrowers like me, borrowing, sir.
I'm not.
Who can
no,
buy?
We have to attack.
The demand was
Mr. Mehrotra.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, Mr. Mehrotra, what I'm saying is we have to attack all this crony capitalists. We have to attack all this. There is in this country, there is a nexus between.
Rajagopalan.
I agree.
Yes, Mr. Rajagopalan.
Mr. Rajagopalan.
Whatever
No, I think if I'm not wrong, Mr. Balakrishnan.
There is no crony capitalism here.
Mr. Balakrishnan, you can debate.
Capitalism here.
Yeah, Mr. Balakrishnan, you can debate this with.
What he speaks is out of his hat. He's speaking.
Yeah, no, I just want to make a point. A small observation, and then Mr. Balakrishnan can debate with Mr. Rajagopalan. Mr. Balakrishnan, would you agree? Like Dr. Mehrotra is saying, of course, it's much easier for of course, the common man now to invest in real estate. If I'm not wrong, prices have already slumped by at least 20%. So you have to accept that this one move has reduced or nullified the use of black money in the real estate sector for now, which means prices have dropped.
I don't agree with you.
No.
Niranjan, I don't agree with you. The real estate prices have come down. No, absolutely no.
It has come down. It has come down.
No, it has not come down. It will not come down also because these people are not getting finance from the banks.
Let
me tell you that. They are financing it from different sectors.
We are talking about...
The loan is given by the bank only, not by any individual. There is no crony capitalism here.
Which we all know have been running.
Who says there is no crony capitalism? You have to... Why don't you attack people on the Panama Papers? Why don't you attack people on the Swiss bank list? Who is going to do? Where is the standing committee? Where is the Shah committee?
If there's going to be no cash component to property transactions now, then the properties are going to have to be sold at the circle rate. as a result of which they will come down.
You don't know what is the subject you are talking about.
We need to move away. We need to move away from this and just come back to the main point here. And I'm going to
let me come back to you. Let me come back to the secrecy issue.
Okay,
now I want to come back to the secrecy issue, Tina.
No, okay, 30
Tina,
seconds.
let me come back to the let me come back to the
Mr.
secrecy issue.
Balakrishnan, 30 seconds to you, then I need to get
Let me come back to the secrecy
issue.
issue.
Go ahead, please.
I will come back to the secrecy issue. Now, BJP people are saying that there was the utmost secrecy maintained. Now, I want to ask you, there is a person called Sanjeev Kamboj, okay? He is a BJP topmost functionary, and he has got the issue of the notes on the 6th.
Balakrishnan.
And another thing I want to ask you, when was this note?
Can you substantiate that?
Social media,
and who is Sanjeev Kamboj? Let me know that.
Reported.
No, one second.
Social media is not right. Social media say a lot of things.
You did not say it.
No, social media,
No,
it is media. Media itself has reported. Times
Don't
Now
go
has
by
reported.
social media. Don't go by
Sir,
social
Times Now has not
media.
I'm sorry.
Let me ask
I'm
you.
sorry. One second.
Mr. RP Singh.
I just want to rebut Mr. Balakrishnan there. 1 second. Mr. Balakrishnan, 1 second. Just want to put some facts on the table. We have not reported. No. You said Times Now. Mr. Balakrishnan, 1 second. Sir, please listen to me. I will let you speak. Please listen to me. You said we have reported about BJP leaders with wads of cash. We have not. Please do not misrepresent facts. We have not reported any such story. Secondly, RP Singh. No, 1 second. RP Singh spoke about other political party leaders with wads of cash. RP Singh, we have not and we cannot substantiate any such story. Please do not, throw wild accusations on this show. We will not substantiate it. Let's come back to the debate. RP Singh, because RP Singh, I'll tell you something. RP Singh, you have a reason to worry. RP Singh, I'll tell you something. You have reasons to worry, and we were having this debate this evening. The fact that your ally, the Shiva Sena, which has of course been very vocal about some of your policies, today is going to march, is willing to march, hold hands with Arvind Kejriwal. Arvind Kejriwal and march with Mamata Banerjee. Now that is a worrying sign for your party. And I think it comes down to the basics.
Niranjan, I have another point to make.
RP Singh, let RP Singh respond to that, and Mr. Balakrishnan, you can respond to him.
Very important point. I have to make.
Okay, let him speak and you respond to him. RP Singh.
Sir, I accept there is a concern, but by tomorrow let's see whether they move or not. I mean, I accept what you said, what you're reporting as the issue of concern. The Shiv Sena joining hands with Kejriwal or Mamata Banerjee, but let's see how do they behave tomorrow, whether they do it or not. But that's all what we have heard or what you are telling.
Well, the fact that they're speaking out tells you
tomorrow, how they conduct tomorrow.
No, the fact that Shiva Sena is speaking out, the fact that a Shiromani Akali Dal is speaking out, tells you that there is a cause for worry. There is a cause for worry, because I think at the root of their complaint and angst is a simple fact, is that people in rural India, constituting about 65% of the total population, over 800 million, do not have credit or debit cards or Paytm accounts or online accounts to deal with this situation. I think that's where it comes from.
Absolutely.
I think that's where it comes from. Yes, Mr. Balakrishnan, you respond to him quick. Okay.
Niranjan, I want to ask you about one thing.
Let me complete, sir. Let me answer that before Mr. Balakrishnan starts.
Okay, quickly, 30 seconds.
I just told you that banks have started moving, banks corporate are moving to the rural area. They are ensuring that the problem of the farmers is taken care. By another day or so, you will see that the issue resolved. I mean, the matter is taken care. I accept there are glitches, there are inconveniences. I am accepting that. But their move is already on, and not only Punjab is not to bother. Punjab has already taken care, because already there's a lot of bank networks. The state like Bihar, UP, and other states where Odisha, where it occurred, the already banks are doing the
things are easing down now.
No,
things are easing out.
Things are easing out.
Mr. RP Singh.
What he's saying, coming to Mr. Balakrishnan, what you're saying, RP Singh, is that okay, some measures are being taken. My question to you is, some of this perhaps could have been estimated in advance, that there is going to be a cash crunch, that there are going to be ATM machines which are not calibrated for the new 2000 rupee note.
Absolutely.
That there will be serpentine queues simply because we have that kind of population in this country. So the question that is being asked by some quarters of the opposition is that could the implementation not have been better? And I'm just going to reiterate what Niranjan was asking you, because you've not answered that very well. There is cause for concern. It's absolutely immaterial whether or not your ally is actually going to be be out there marching with Arvind Kejriwal and Mamata Banerjee tomorrow. The point is the noise that they have made that they will. They've said that they will. They have questioned you openly on it. That is a cause for concern. The Shiromani Akali Dal, what they've been saying is a cause for concern. Do you not realize that there is some sort of political isolation happening over this and over the implementation? RP Singh.
And Rahul, you can respond to him. Rahul, you can respond to RP
There's
Singh.
there's a reason of concern. There's a reason of concern, I'm saying, and accepting that. But as far as Kalijal goes, I spoke to Kalijal leaders today also. The agriculture sector and the rural sector in Punjab is quite taken care. I'm saying bigger concern is for Bihar, state like Odisha, a state like UP, where the bigger concern, and things have been moving now. The government is already moving in that direction, where things should, and as far as your ATM goes, have we done it earlier, then it would have been exposed. It would have been open in public. So surgical strike needs some secrecy also. So now they have been recalibrated, and then probably by things are now in position where things are easing out now. And government is already easing out certain things where people can draw more funds and all. So it's a matter of time. But the bigger question is, people at large are supporting this cause.
Yeah.
And all those parties who are opposing, like Kejriwal and
RP Singh, let me put that point to Rahul Narwekar. Yeah, okay, let me put that point to Rahul Narwekar. Rahul Narwekar, as I toss it to you, just want to make a quick observation of what the Shiv Sena spokesperson on this channel said this evening while asking them about this march. Shiv Sena spokesperson MP Arvind Sawant says, if the BJP has, in a democracy, the freedom to share the stage with NCP and Sharad Pawar, we have the freedom to hold hands with Arvind Kejriwal. Yeah, and you can just reflect upon that point and respond to RP Singh.
Well, I've got 2 to 3 quick points to make with regards to what the Shiv Sena has to say. First of all, how seriously can one take the Shiv Sena is a question that needs to be deliberated upon. Now, to my mind, this was a decision taken by the government of India. Now, the government of India includes 2 cabinet ministers of the Shiv Sena, or at least 1 cabinet minister and 1 state minister of the Shiv Sena. Therefore, Shiv Sena is party to this decision. If you implement this, if this decision is the government's decision. Therefore, this has been the old habit of the Shiv Sena to play hot and cold at the same time. They are part of the government which took this decision, but at the same time they criticize this decision. So I don't think Shiv Sena has yet got the political maturity to deal with decisions taken by a government of which they are a part of. 1. Number 2, insofar as the Bharatiya Janata Party is concerned, the Bharatiya Janata Party said that there is complete democratic functioning within the party and within the government. But what Shiv Sena says today, or what Akali Dal says today, does not reflect this tall claim of the Bharatiya Janata Party. So there is a lot that the Bharatiya Janata Party needs to explain with regards to the democratic functioning within the government.
Okay. He's very amused with your views on the Shiv Sena. I'm gonna ask Mr. Rajagopalan to actually wind up. We need to start winding up the debate. And Mr. Rajagopalan, the fact is that one second. So the fact is that there are questions, and there are going to be certain, and there's going to be difficulties.
There are questions. There
over
are
the next few weeks. Yeah,
people are supporting this move, and opposition parties are confused. Each and every political party is talking each and everything. Congress is talking something.
Mr. Rajagopalan, forget about the opposition parties. Why don't you talk about the parties in government? Explain the stand of the parties in government.
Opposition party.
Explain the stand of the parties in government.
NCP is talking something.
Assuming that the opposition is talking something.
Congress is talking something.
Mr. Rajagopalan,
why opposition is divided?
Opposition is opposing for the sake of opposing. Can you explain the stand of the government? Can you explain the stand of the parties in the government who have taken this call? Are also opposing.
Rahul Narwekar, the truth this evening. One second.
What are you going to tell people? You are saying that they are supporting you.
I have to end this debate.
What's the timeline you are giving them?
I have to end this debate, and I just want to make a point.
Legitimate accounts will be operational. Your crops will be sold.
Juhie Singh and Mr. Balakrishnan have to end this debate on one point. As Rahul Narwekar said, like the opposition, even the government is divided. though the divisions are small, that it is divided.
Niranjan, of
The
course
government,
it
like
will
the
be divided,
opposition, is
Niranjan.
divided. But it would be an irony if the parliament is stalled. But it would be an irony. No, it would be an irony if the parliament in the upcoming winter session is stalled because an anti-corruption reform is brought about. Remember, the parliament has been stalled in the past for 2G, CWG and all your scams. But tomorrow, starting tomorrow, if the government is stalled, if the parliament is stalled for an anti-corruption reform, I think that would be a telling story of the times that we live in. Thank you to all our panelists for joining us on this. Mr. Balakrishnan, only because we're running out of time, we have to wrap up this debate. Thank you for joining us on debate number 1.